Donald Trump election odds are going up heavily, which results in MAGA meme token doing 50% on a daily basis. Yesterday, I told you Bitcoin will pump and Solana memes will fall. Exactly what happened several hours after. We see a range of Solana memes waking up and a range of memes on other chains as well. We recently had a psyop by the cabal to push people to Tron. But at the same time, Tron created a platform similar to Pump.fun, which already is doing more revenue on a daily basis than Pump.fun, which is a very interesting situation. Then Cabal pushed people to BNB, and overall, the situation in the meme market is very, very interesting. Solana first mover is Smoking Chicken Fish meme token, which claims to be a new type of meme, a church type of meme. It did more than 2x from the start of the pump on yesterday. Usually pumps like these are happening when things were oversold initially, and Smoking Chicken Fish definitely was oversold because of the FUD that happened at the bottom. And the FUD is never happening at the top. FUD is happening at the bottoms of the markets as well. Today we will go through the current Bitcoin price action. There is a very, very interesting week I want to share with you and share my thoughts on this week as well. And I will tell you what does this week mean for the market. We'll go through the current situation with altcoins because a range of altcoins actually start to wake up. What does it mean for the ecosystem? Is it just a fake pump moving further as well? Negative content and negative titles are getting way more clicks, way more views at this stage of the market. That's definitely something that should signalize you the current sentiment. We will also go through the crypto funding rates, and we will go through the situation that will be unfolding in the upcoming several days into the end of the week and into the start of the next one. Without further ado, let's begin. Press the like button, subscribe to this channel, and let's start. My daily habit is to go through top gainers in a day, and it's a very, very nice habit because it gives you an option to understand, like on a very, very basic level, what is happening in the marketplace. And over time, if you actually start to figure out why things are pumping, what caused things to pump, you are learning pattern recognition, which is #1 skill in this market, which is why people with experience will heavily outperform people without experience, and which is why really investing and trading is not something that you can actually outsource, right? It's very, very hard to outsource this type of activity because you need your pattern recognition. You need to spend time in the market. We also see Nakamoto Games doing 23% on a day. Apple is moving nicely along with Bobo as well. We do have some movement with Andy on Blast happening too, and some exciting developments from Pac-Man. I saw a comment on yesterday's video that something that is happening on Tron should actually be happening on Blast as well, because what Justin Sun, the founder of Tron, kind of did, he figured out the blueprint on how to bring a bunch of attention and bunch of liquidity on chain. You pretty much you create the competitor of Pump.fun on chain, you start to support some memes on chain, and you attract a bunch of liquidity, a bunch of people, and some people will actually stay on chain. But what's important is to have a retention mechanism, a retention tool to actually make sure that people that will come to you, they will not just leave. They will stay, they will figure out the ecosystem, they will like the ecosystem, and I believe this is something that the founder of Blast is actually working on. I will have a huge update video on Andy on Blast, because recently there were so many updates. They're doing some exchange listings, some more should be coming quite soon. Huge ones, the ones that when this exchange listing happened on Brad, the whole market, the whole Twitter was just screaming about it. I'm probably sharing a bit more information than I can. Comfy hold from my end. I do believe Pac-Man will be becoming the main builder of this cycle, same as CZ and Vitalik of the previous cycles. It will be just a crazy, crazy run. The toughest thing, because nothing is easy, the toughest thing is just to hold. What's interesting about the current presidential situation, and something that I'm thinking currently, is that we should have some type of a conference speech from JFK Jr., I believe on Friday, which is tomorrow. And by the way, the reason I'm also giving you positive and bullish predictions for the markets, one of the reasons is because obviously charts, they show that funding rates, they show that sentiment, things like that. At the same time, we will have several bullish news, as I think, in the upcoming couple of days. I do believe we have employment data coming out today, and this is my prediction. I will make this prediction, and tomorrow I will be bragging and I will be showing how cool I am in tomorrow's video, right? That employment data will be bullish, that it will pump the market, it will specifically pump BTC. I do think we should be seeing 63 to 64 BTC this week. Let's see what will be happening. We are already at Thursday. We are already on Thursday. Speaking of the political situation, on Friday, I believe we should have a speech from JFK Jr. and right after we should have a speech of Trump, right? And the odds are like this already. Obviously, Polymarket is a very, very biased type of betting platform because it mostly attracts crypto people, but it's definitely nice because it shows what people are willing to actually do with the wallets. And predictions regarding tomorrow's speech is that JFK would actually support Trump, which will make his position even stronger. And I do believe that Democrats, they should understand and should believe that with the current candidate, after JFK will support Trump, like there is zero chance. There is zero chance for them to win the election. With attempt to shoot Trump from FBI, right? And all the other things, there is zero chance if JFK Jr. tomorrow supports Trump and endorses Trump as well. And in general, like, I do think that Trump winning the election is not priced in the markets, like 100%, it's not. Because we're seeing 50% movement on the Trump Memecoin after the odds changed. And the question I have is why it was not higher already. It does not make sense in the first place. So it's very, very interesting what Democrats will actually be doing. Why Kamala Harris declined her debates with Trump as well. What they will be doing with the current candidate. Very, very interesting situation. Because from my point of view, if I would be ruling the deep state, first of all, I would tell them that they're all a bunch of fucking amateurs. And secondly, I would say that 100% they're losing with the current candidate. Despite all the nice programming of NPCs in the Matrix, it's just crazy to see. I saw a tweet, July of 2024, Biden economics is very, very nice. August 2024, Kamala will fix the economics. Why she needs to fix anything if Biden economics are actually nice? It's crazy. Just such a giant psyop. But we are coming back to serious things. We are coming back to the only things that are actually worth attention in the current economy, in the current market as well. The only serious piece of information and piece of things that you should be focusing currently in this market and in the current world as well. Because your goal is to make shit ton of money in the upcoming year, to make sure that you and your loved ones, your family, will not die in a huge World War III right at the end of 2025 and 2026. This should be your goal currently. This is what you should be doing right now. Maybe you don't care about your relatives, so just make sure that you will not be dying, right? Hi, many of you DMing me asking me to come back and share my perspective. So here, firstly, no cycle is not over. Second, unless there is some very drastic change in culture surrounding crypto, cats and dogs will continue to be the only coins that successfully captivate mainstream attention. That's very, very interesting because we had so many meme coins that were psyoping on it will be appealing for normies, it will be nice, and a range of them, they just went to zero right away. And still, the person is sharing, I do believe this is a very, very nice meme coin trader, that cats and dogs will essentially catch most of the attention. Top 10 memes currently are all cats and dogs and 3 frogs. Like, we have to understand that meme coins, they're mirrors of internet culture, and internet culture is definitely about cats and dogs. I don't like dogs much for some reason. I like cats more. Meme coins like haha yaya tutu fufu huhu mimi mayai mai zuzu pupu kiki woo will never capture mainstream attention. Neither will coins based on niche words, concepts that only a small percentage of the population understand. I do agree with this, but as mentioned, when you are getting into any type of asset, you should always have a number in your head of a speculative value of this asset. And most memes, they don't have a number of billions as speculative values, but that does not mean you cannot invest in them, you cannot trade them. You probably should be treating them as something more short-term, right? But even things with phrases, like if they're heavily undervalued, they definitely show the option to essentially be higher in terms of the market cap and essentially reach the market cap. If a speculative, as some people in the marketplace were sharing, if the speculative value of the meme token is larger than currently, it will find the ways to reach its value. Over time, you will have to Holding always consists of opportunity cost, which is something you should understand. But for 95% of people, holding is what outperforms on the market. Because when you try to trade, when you try to throw money and waste money here and there, you're essentially mostly just trimming your bags and heavily decreasing the positions that you had. Pretty much every Google image search meme coin that they try to feed you on here is that. Billy, haha, illy, fufu, blah blah, hemi, whatever, I can't remember them all. Their memetics never translated to value. Memetics do not matter at all. Never have, never will. One of the things that if you are holding these memes and someone calling them dead, right, you should think, are they actually dead, or is this the bottom? Because people are not calling memes dead when memes are pumping, right? They usually calling them dead when they're at the bottom. Liquidity and impressions, that's all, period. That's a very, very interesting thing, because impressions, they bring attention, which means money, right? But in some cases, impressions can bring attention, but it can bring attention of people that don't have money or they're not in crypto in the first place, right? So that's why essentially liquidity is a very, very important part of the equation right here. The meme super cycle will come, and only those projects that are widely accessible and easy to enter by are the ones who will succeed. This will always be the case. Well, I don't think so. Like, I agree with the fact that, yeah, memes, like good memes projects where everything is in check, the memeability, the picture, the replication, the community, the cabal, the way the meme coin is being run as a business, the marketing, all obviously these ones, they will succeed most likely. They just have a higher chance of success statistically. But we will have the case of liquidity flowing into lower things, different things. Like it's like saying that altcoins will pump, but only top 3 altcoins will pump and nothing else. No, people are greedy. Human psychology was not changing and probably will not be changing, because through this psychology, the life savings are being taken from retail for a large amount of time. It's a very, very nice type of tool for elites to make sure that people have to continue to slave away their lives on the job and they can not. And essentially this money race, I do believe, because they print money from thin air as well. It's all a psyop as well. It's just a psyop to focus people on chasing money, and it's an ultimate way of control. It's like a carrot to a dunk, right? It's very, very interesting. I believe WIF and Bonk will continue to lead soul memes higher. But yeah, I don't want you to have like negative perceptions about money, because these are perceptions that are created by poor people. You need money to be able to do things in life, right? I still believe total cat coin market cap will catch up in some meaningful way to dog coins. Here essentially it's about cat meme coins catching up in the market value to dog meme coins. We definitely see a large decorrelation currently, and in internet culture, like cat things, they actually getting more views. And this is like large bet that I think GCR was also doing. In the middle of the bear market, I think GCR was essentially the first one who said that cat meme coins should be catching up to dog meme coins. I will continue to only, and you might think like it's not serious, it's not important and things like that. That's like pure money making information that you can only have on this market. You need to understand these things, you need to be expert in these things as well. GCR made $1 billion last cycles, and he's the one who's essentially sharing in the bear market, in the deep depths of the bear market, that cat meme coins will outperform dog meme coins, right? You think it's not important to you? You are just arrogant. I will continue to only enter projects that are either top of niche or have a team doing interesting things. No, I have not been excited about or interested in anything new. No one new wants to be part of any space that's divided and negative. People gravitate towards other people making cool things. Space is divided and negative when space is out of liquidity. It's another sign of the bottom. Very, very important. This grows the pie for all. Tweeting is not enough, because when everyone is making money and everything is nice, like no one is trying to like PvP or be negative. Things like this are not happening. Feel free to DM. I'm here. I'm just bored and have nothing to say. More months to wait. Okay, bye. This is a very, very interesting psyop that a lot of people have currently, that we're going to pump into a Q4, wait till Q4, sideways till Q4. September's usually nothing is happening. I don't think this will be the case here. I think this again is just the psyop to pretty much, it's just like this consensus opinion on the marketplace. And obviously when you're following consensus opinion, this is how you make money in the market, right? exactly the way. Partially, what I'm getting from this message is that this is just a guy with a bunch of capital, and you should be very, very careful if you're trying to make money in the market. If it's like your first cycle or second cycle, if you're genuinely trying to make money in the market, you should be very, very careful following the guys with a bunch of capital from previous cycles, because they're not in the same position as you. They are in a position to protecting capital, and they have no issues throwing several $1,000,000 into Memecoin that is already at hundreds of millions. They're in a different game. They're not trying to enter early into proper projects. They're trying to enter into projects on proper corrections that showed nice metrics, nice teams, nice marketing, nice market making, nice chart and community manipulation. This is what are they trying to do. They're solving exactly different problem, a different issue. They're protecting and multiplying capital, but they are doing it in a more safe way. And that's why they have a bunch of bias. And if you adopt these biases as a person who is essentially trying to make money on the market, who does not have like a bunch of capital at this stage, it won't end up well. Like, you would probably perform nicely, and maybe for 95% of people it would be like, all right, it will be great performance, especially in comparison to stock markets, to some jobs as well. But in general, like, you won't be doing very, very well with this type of mentality. You should be very, very careful. Added to BTC longs, I would just be sharing some sentiment from different players from the marketplace, right? 30k followers, 11,000 views on adding to BTC longs, right? Nasdaq update, gap closure possible on the rate cuts, narrative market gathering, decathlon mass. We all know what happens next. A dump, 19k views, right? So this is a negative post, but he has a bunch of followers. Other people who've been patiently holding altcoins for 5 years with no results finally going to see a 2x return. This is where essentially these bias of following people with a bunch of capital that made them previous cycles is fucking you. Like, diminishes your results specifically. Obviously, when trying to do new things, when going into new stuff, there is a higher chance to pretty much just lose your capital, which probably a lot of people did, to be honest with you, right? But at the same time, like, if you're just following these conservative strategies from people with a bunch of capital who are just sitting in the altcoins and just sharing the negative bias around like things that happen in the marketplace, they're not making money right now, and they're playing a different game. A different game from someone trying to make money in this cycle. And what's interesting is that usually these people, they will have bunch of subscribers, bunch of followers from previous cycle, and they're playing this game in a different way. Some of them, they might be just attracting people to dump their VC bags on them. Some of them, they might just be talking about projects because they get paid, because they have a bunch of following from previous cycle, right? The reason they have a bunch of following from previous cycle is because previous cycle, they were actually making money. This cycle might be different. Altcoins market cap total 2 continues to accumulate before the big boom like in 2020. The 2024-2025 altcoin season will be epic. Here we have some charts with different zones, like we have accumulation, we have the sideways price action, then we have the pump, right? And the person here is essentially showing that we are here, but he also shows that we should be going lower. So he also shows that we should be essentially going probably to 40k, right? Probably to 40k BTC. Zero excitement in the crypto market. Endless, boring price action. BTC has been moving in the same range for 6 months. Most alts are trading near the bear market lows. Smart money is accumulating. Dumb money is walking away. Icing on the cake, worldwide FOMO across the markets is coming. You can either keep the blindfolds on and cry, or look at the bigger picture and realize that all the signs are pointing towards crazy uptrend coming soon. Fundamentals, all these things. I do not think that we actually got like a euphoria stage even in stock market. I don't think so. I do believe that only like few companies were going up. I did not feel this euphoric type of mind state from stock market and people in stocks, right? These ones stay quiet for much longer. You can laugh at me and call me a moon boy if you like. That's fine. We'll come back to this tweet in a few months. 33k views, but yeah, like a little bit basic tweet, right? This is the final exit pump. Next up is new low. Sell now. This is your last chance. I'm not sure if this guy is sarcastic, if this is the right word, because everything is essentially short in caps. But it's very, very interesting because it got 50k views and his followers count is only 9,000, which is a very interesting situation, which pretty much just shows that people are biased towards negative things in terms of the market, and this is clearly a fake out. No way is BTC gonna actually go up from here. Literally zero chance. This rally will fail like the rest of them. This is also very, very bearish talk. 62,000 views. The point I'm trying to communicate is that people are definitely biased towards negative bias. This is something that they want to hear. The reason they want to hear this negative bias is because first they're shorting and secondly they sold to buy back lower. This is what is happening. Sincerely, I'm starting to feel like I'm in a mental institution. Since 2022 I was attacked by hordes of people telling me the market can't possibly go up because interest rates are too high. The only reason people did well in stocks since 2008 is over a decade of low rates, they said. They told me they will only invest when Fed cuts. I'm well known for very publicly declaring them all idiots old at the time. Now these same idiots are saying markets will crash when Fed cuts. They only cut when something is wrong. You don't want the Fed to cut. Yeah, it's a very, very interesting type of psyop because 100% people were saying that during high rates, market is not moving, right? Because money are too expensive. And right now they're saying Fed will cut because the situation is bad and because we're getting like black swan and everything is dropping, right? So I'm back here to tell you that markets give zero fucks about rates, as I've always said. Secondly, markets will turbo pump higher as rates come down. There will be no crash. The conditions for a crash simply aren't there. People are seriously comparing 2008 when the entire global financial system collapsed to now, or 2000 to know, past.com versus the most important technical leap by mankind that will transform life as we know it. I think he's talking about AI here. I think he's not talking about crypto specifically. I feel bad for people who get jerked around by all these misleading posts dressed up as alpha. 8,900 remains as the only logical target for the S&P before a sharp correction followed by a vertical pump to 12,000. I said this 2 years ago. Nothing about the targets has changed. Not a lot of views, which we definitely have to note, right? And this essentially sums up my point that I did not feel euphoria in stock market, 100%. I did not feel that. In crypto, some people made money, not a lot, 100%. And the fact that like you have to understand that the fact there is so much value extraction kind of is also a signal that there is no like large bull market happening. And it's not a signal that like the bull market is over, right? Because value extraction is happening when there is not enough value in the market. In a real bull run, so much capital is flowing in, then like value extraction, you can just not even focus on it. It's extracting not enough value, if it makes sense. And secondly, in real bull run, it's actually probably negative EV to try to extract value if you're not only like doing some very, very large big thing, because the rate with which things are pumping, you will probably be capitalizing heavier and making way higher ROIs if you would just be holding assets that will be receiving nice marketing and essentially will be receiving nice attention and will be receiving nice capital inflow, because amount of capital will be way larger. So the reason, the thing with value extractors currently is maybe like these people are gathering liquidity to be able to switch back and actually start to market projects properly once we are in a different stage of the market, once the dominance is going down, once the BTC is breaking all-time highs, all right, to actually start pumping the projects. Because largest value extraction is actually attracting people in a good market setup, like NFTs of the previous cycle. These are the classic example. End of the bull market, people have a bunch of money. NFTs were a very, very nice value extraction. And even people who missed the bull market fully, they were able to still make a bunch of money with NFTs at the end of the cycle. That was your last chance to ever get Bitcoin below 60k bruv. Interesting tweet from Alex Becker. Alex, in some cases, like he's really right. We have seen this before, consolidation till Q3 and breakout in Q4. This is something I wanted to share as well, because it really seems a consensus. Like I'm seeing this 137,000 views. I'm seeing this too often. Like, don't you get not scared, if not scared, but like excited and interested of the fact that it's retail consensus that we are pumping into Q4? What if they will pump currently and they will already be dumping in November? What if this would be the situation? I would be doing that. If I would be manipulating and controlling the market, I would be doing that, because any pump right now, any pump, people are just saying, don't trust the pump, we will go lower, nothing is happening, don't buy in, wait for lower prices. If you will heavily pump right now the market, bunch of people will stay out of the rocket, which means that you will control a bunch of supply and a bunch of tokens. People will capitulate at the top, and you will feed this sentiment to them that we are pumping in November, December, into the election, into Q4, because we're usually pumping, and you will essentially just create a giant liquidity distribution phase where you will be taking your coins that you bought at the bottoms like currently, because right now for altcoins, for a bunch of memes, these are the bottoms, and you will be shoveling your coins into the throats of these people that believe this bullshit, that we are not pumping up till Q4. Q4 kickoff is October. November is president election. So these people are saying that we are not pumping till Q4, when in the middle of September we should have the first rate cuts already. Crazy. This is so clearly the accumulation foundation for the next run. All you literally have to do is just do nothing, hold. You can just log off and come back next year if you want. It's this easy. Well, if you're holding the assets that will be able to survive till next year, that's true 100%. This is my overview. To sum up, I do believe we will continue to pump. I do like the situation that essentially people are just not taking care of the market. They're just not focusing their attention at this stage. Sentiment is bearish. It's not even that the sentiment is bearish, because the core sentiment that I'm feeling, first, people bored, they don't give a shit. Secondly, they're sure that we're pumping into Q4. Like, manipulators are doing their job very, very nicely. Such a great implementation. We have last week of August and last week of summer. People are coming out of, and like already things are starting to move, because usually they're not staying in vacations till the end of the summer specifically. Last week of August, things starting to roll, right? Let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, we're actually going to $40,000, so you will be able to accumulate, so you will be able to buy back lower from the funds that you put into stable coins on the recent dump to 49k, because on that dump you were told that you should have some stables, right? We will go to 40k, so you would be able to take some to accumulate some coins. We'll go to 40k exactly at the end of September, right after the Fed cuts, because cuts are bearish, right? Because money actually becoming cheaper are bearish, and markets are not front looking at all. And in Q4, probably around president election, probably even after president election, so maybe November, December, end of November, December, we're finally pumping. So the things that you will be able to accumulate at $40,000 BTC at the end of September, they will be pumping into the end of November, December. You will be able to take profits and I don't know, have a nice winter after that, right? Let me know if you actually see this scenario. Truly, ask yourself. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.